Hola people, how you doing? I hope you're having a goddamn great day. Welcome back to the channel. Now, today we are starting a brand new adventure. It's going to be in Germany, the second division, Bundesliga 2. And yes, it's going to be with Schalke. BSG takes on the massive German rebuild. Now, obviously if you guys don't know, in real life, Schalke they're bottling it. They are absolutely bottling it. They have so much debt that if they get relegated to the third division of German football, they would basically have to almost restart as a club, which is a very sad thing to happen. So we're here in FC24 to rebuild the club, get them back to the promised land, get them back into the Champions League, get them back to the top of German football. That whether that's, you know, winning Bundesligas or just up there competing with the best of them, whether that's Bayern, Dortmund, all of those various massive German clubs. And yeah, obviously going from the West Brom career mode to this, it is a bit exciting. It's another chapter in the channel and whatnot. So if you guys can, if you don't mind, hit that like button down below, subscribe if you are new, if you want to, you know, be involved in this journey. That would mean the absolute most. Obviously, I have decided that we're going to switch up things with the scheduling. Now with the West Brom career mode, it was always Saturday and Sunday that I would release, you know, a video, but I think we're going to kind of deconstruct the videos a little bit, like the amounts, and I think it's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that I release a career mode video from here on out. Let's have a look at the squad, let's have a look at the team, and let me tell you guys about the future of what I plan for this career mode. Okay, so off the bat, currently their default, you know, formation and all that good stuff is set to a 4-1-2-1-2, which I kind of like. But I am going to change it. What I envision for this side, and that'll go hand in hand with the signings that I want to make and all that good stuff. I want to try and play a back 3/back 5 formation throughout the entirety of this career mode. So whether that's a 3-back with wing backs or, you know, wider midfielders, I want to try and experiment with that, because obviously with the West Brom career mode, it was mainly back 4s that, you know, sometimes altered into back 3s. But I do enjoy playing, you know, that's with those types of formations, and it's going to be something different that I can look to try and enjoy. So we will be changing that shortly, but I do want to have a look at the squad hub. Just taking a look at the entire squad. I mean, we've got some really good players that for at least the first season or two, I'll be quite happy to use. I mean, Muller is fantastic. He's only 29. We've got this man right here, Oweyan. I think that's how you pronounce it. Oweyan. In the final 12 months of his deal, I will look at the, you know, extensions at a later date. I want certain players to try and prove themselves first. Of course, you've got some older players in Kaminsky as well, also in the final 12 months of his deal. Whether he gets that extension, we don't know. We'll have to find out at the end of the season, or, you know, closer to the January window. But there are a few really good players like Baumgartner or Baumgartel, god damn it, and Grimmel. I think that they could be, you know, figureheads in the squad, whether it's going to be, you know, superstar players or potentially superstar players, or potentially just rotational type options. With a back 3, we are going to need quite a few centre backs, which, to be honest, this team kind of does have already. Brenner, I'm very hyped about Brenner. I think he can be fantastic. Of course, he is also 29, so they do have a somewhat aging squad. But also, Brandon Soppy now, on loan from Atalanta. I think he could be great. We might look to extend him and make it a more permanent deal. I don't know just yet. We'll have to test him out. But the main thing that I'm so attracted to about the side is there's so many players that I haven't used, and there's so many players that I want to use that I haven't used in the past. So yes, there are going to be quite a few really exciting moments. And to be honest with you guys, there are a few players that I am looking at and I don't really rate them. So, you know, we might have a look and see who might be on the list and who might not be. But Asan Odragaro, he's 17, he's German, he's absolutely massive. He's like 6'2" or something. Can play as an attacking midfielder, which would suit the potential systems that we are looking to try and run with this side. He could be a wonder kid that we try and build the entire midfield around, as well as the career mode, to be fair. Although things change, situations always change, so I don't want to guarantee anything just yet. We'll see how he goes for the first season. I can guarantee he will be here for at least the first season, getting a fair shot at whether he should be here for the foreseeable future. But again, I'm very, very excited about some of these players. We do have a few on-loan players like Sholinov, who's got a real face, which is fantastic. I am also in the process of altering a few positions. The fullbacks will be changed to wingbacks and wider midfielders if required. Sholinov is going to be changed into a attacking midfielder. I think he would suit the potential systems, again, that we might be looking to run. So yes, there are these mitigating factors that will be altered and changed and all that good stuff. But in terms of the strikers, now we've got some decent strikers here, of course, for the second division of the Bundesliga. We've got Storied, Karaman, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Karaman. I really rate this man. This guy could probably be the starter for at least season number 1. And then we've got a bit more pace in Lasame or whatever. Obviously, it's his first season at the club. He is 24 years French. But I do have a few players I might want to bring in. So maybe we see, either Lasame or potentially Terode, who is the club captain as well. We might see them exiting so far this season. But I don't know. Anyways, let's have a look at some other stuff. Okay, so obviously we start off with a massive budget of 16.1 million euros. Now we are going to try and use that to the absolute max. We originally started off with 18, but I think, we went ahead and... What did we do? Why do we actually have less? I can't remember. Did I go ahead and buy a scout? Anyways, point is though, we've got 18, or we've got 16 to play with. Now that means that potential transfers, obviously looking for scouts. I do want to have a good scouting system. Of course, Schalke are famed for some of the youth products that they brought out. I mean, Ozil, Neuer, Sane, just to name a few, are youth products. And of course, don't forget Leon Goretzka, all products from the Schalke Academy. So reviving that will be also another thing that I am looking to do. Of course, in the West Brom career mode, I may have done it a bit too late with having McNamara and all these young kids coming out and helping us win the Champions League and the Premier League. So I want to try and hit that head on from the first season, trying to get, at least one youth academy product in the side off the bat. So yes, we are going to have a look at that right now. But yes, I just wanted to show you guys the financial aspect. Of course, it's not a lot of money, so we need to make it last. We need to make it work. And a lot of the players that we will be signing will not just be for the now, but also for season 3 or season 4. So keep that in mind when we are making these signings. Okay, so just taking a look at the scouting network. Now, we have one scout who's not the best, so I'm going to have a look at another potential scout. And off the bat, we've got Arno Westerrot. We're going to call him Arno anyways. And we've got Matthias van der Veen. Now, both are worth about 2 million. I don't think we can go wrong with either or. So we're going to go and get both of them. Unless it might be a better option. Well, you know. But we're going to go and get both of them. Like I said, I want to try and revive the youth academy. So we're going to obviously scout in Germany for the first 9 months of the season, which is great. And then I don't really know where else to go. So I'm thinking maybe Austria. Of course, we've got the likes of Grimmel in the team. Also an Australian, not an Australian, an Austrian player. So yes, I'm thinking, you know, more or less in and around Germany for the first season at the very least. Maybe we can go have a look at France as well. So yes, in and around Europe for the first season, and maybe season 2 or 3 we can look to try and branch out, maybe go scouts in South America and so on. But for now, I'm trying to keep it more Central Europe, and that does tell with a lot of the possible signings that I want to try and make with this career mode. So let's have a look at the shortlist. So I've put quite a few names that I am very keen to try out and sign for this career mode, and none other than this man right here, Atablo, 21 years of age, recently got his new face in FC24, which is fantastic. I don't think he would cost that much, but of course we also have Muller, so he's not the number one priority signing for me to make right now, but I would like to make him within this first season, or make the signing within this first season. Obviously finances do play quite a big, you know, factor in who we can and can't get, so maybe he might be a season 2 signing, but like I say, I do want him for at least the first season. So I'm going to try my best to try and make that happen. But anyway, so I put down 3 goalkeepers, Kaminsky and Muric as well, join him. For the right wing back area, now some of these players are not available and others are definitely available. Obviously, we do have Soppy, who's on loan, and I want to try and use him as well as Brunner. So maybe again, some of these signings might be for the next season. I mean, I know Fosu Mensah is currently in the final 12 months of his deal. I know it doesn't say that there, but we could even sign him on a free depending on how things go. In terms of Bayer Leverkusen and whatnot. And of course, he can play as a right wing back, a right midfielder, as well as a centre back, which can be absolutely crucial to how I am looking to play, which we will talk about fairly soon. Another area I've looked at is the centre back department. Of course, we are looking for better quality. We will be getting rid of a few players. So a left-footed centre back is also going to be essential, especially when you play in the back 3. I always think you need at least one option as a left-footed player, or maybe even one option as the right-footed player. So you can have 2 left-footed players and a right-footed player, and vice versa. you need that balance in that back three lineup. So yes, I'm looking at left-footed centre-backs, maybe even a few good ball-playing centre-backs. But again, it's important to realize that a lot of these players might not be signings for the now, but potentially for later on down the road, like Malik Tior, former Schalke player, obviously moving from Schalke to Milan a few seasons ago. He's also got a real face in the game, which is fantastic, and he is a ball-playing centre-back. Now, this man here does tickle my fancy. Jordan Tarangaria, or god damn it, I need to learn how to pronounce their names. But he used to play in the Bundesliga. He used to play for Hertha Berlin, I think. Left-footed, was, you know, he grew up playing through the German ranks, whether it was like the German under-21s and whatnot. And obviously now he's changed to the Nigerian passport. He now plays for Nigeria. Of course, he is 25, so he can potentially still grow a little bit more. But he does interest me, as well as, you know, Armel Bella-Kotchap, and we've got a few other players in and around here. Now, for the left wing-back department, now, I've gone with Agub. I know he's right-footed, so he will be playing on the right-hand side predominantly. But the two main options I like is Makengo. Now, I know Makengo doesn't actually have a real face, but I just love him that much that I think I can just deal with it, because I rate him. Highly, highly rate him. He's 6'3", can play as a centre-back, or potentially a left-back, or maybe even a left wing-back. He does have some really good ball-playing abilities and play styles, long ball pass, slide tackle, and of course he is rapid. He is also 21, so again, it fits into the ideology of what I'm trying to shape this team into. And then we've got Luka Netz. Now, I will say this, Luka Netz, he's a bit of a tank in terms of the way he turns, so I don't really like that, but I think we could also grow him and shape him into a better potential player. Into the midfield now, we've got Sadilek as well as Franjic, God knows. He's currently out on loan in the first season, so we're not even going to remotely be thinking about him for the first season. But he could be a potential option for next season, or, you know, season 3 and whatnot. But again, we've got a few options here that I think could work out very, very well. And I will say this, I'm not going to be playing with natural DMs in the side. I want more of the box-to-box type roles, so they will be playing as central midfielders. So a lot of these players that we do sign, they're either going to be converted into a centre-back that's a ball-playing centre-back that can step up into the midfield, or they'll be naturally converted into those central midfield areas. So that is another factor that we need to consider when signing certain players. So again, I've just gone ahead and put some names down on the list that I might be interested in either now or in the future. But yes, anyways, we move on though into the wider midfield areas, who will also be converted into left and right wing backs, or potentially attacking midfielders, or potentially even wingers, depending on what we play, which we will talk about. Don't you forget that. But yes, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm absolutely ecstatic, excited, super keen, super pumped for all of this, because I've been thinking about this for a little while. Like, I finished recording the West Brom career mode a few weeks ago, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take a break for a bit, and then I want to, you know, think about these types of things. And I quite like what I've thought about and cooked up here. And to be honest, the whole storyline of Schalke, it makes a whole lot of sense. But yes, a few other midfield options and targets. Now, this is a man that I'm definitely going to be signing right here, right now. Wilson Odobert, recently also getting his new face. Obviously, he's 18, he's French, and I know that Burnley will allow him to leave on loan. And if they don't, we'll go for the other man from Burnley as well, Koleosho. If you haven't seen it, I made a YouTube short a while ago with the top 10 best players to sign in career mode with the recently added starheads, and Koleosho made that list because I think he's also a fantastic player. Has a few more play styles than what Odobert does, but I haven't really tried him out, so I'm more intrigued to try out this kid right here than what I am Koleosho. Anyways, we've got another German potential, Noah Wieshate. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry. But again, can play on the left or the right or up front potentially. And then we've got Eklenkamp and Susic, another player that actually doesn't have a real face. But again, I am very tempted to try him out. He could be like a Sabozlai reincarnated type player. He is Croatian, he is 20, can play as an attacking midfielder, does have some really good play styles as well. So he does excite the heart a little bit. It just sucks that he doesn't have a real face. Anyways, progressing on into the more forward areas, we've got Asano, who I could also be tempted to bring into the club as a bit more of an experienced striker, along with a few younger players. We've got Burkhardt, who would be absolutely crazy expensive. We've got Mara, who I'm leaning towards the most. We've got Jan Fiet Arp, who is a kind of a failed wonder kid in previous FIFAs and whatnot, he was always the kid that you go and sign, and obviously Bayern signed him and he didn't really work out there, and then they had to sell him, and now he finds himself playing in what's like the second or the third division of German football, which is not great. And then we've got this man right here, who if I wanted to sign, I would have to wait until next season. Fagir, I think he's really great. I've never tried him out before, but I do know he does have a massive potential. He's got a good size to him, which is also very nice. He's Danish, which is fantastic. But I might be a bit more, like I say, leaning towards Mara. And then, of course, we've got this man right here. Jesus Ferreira. Always signs for German clubs in career modes throughout the entirety of all my career modes I've ever done. But it's the work rates that I'm so, like, fixed on, because he's got a high defensive work rate as well as a high attacking work rate. So he's going to work for the team regardless of what happens and how things pan out, which I quite like. But I also think he might be a bit too expensive for me. So we're going to make our first approach, and that is obviously going to be Wilson Odobert. I have to have this kid. I absolutely have to have him. And if we can, we're going to insert a buy option in the contract. Of course, if he grows a lot, why is this taking so long? There we go. If he grows a lot in the first season and we've put in a 2 million release clause, or, you know, full-time deal, then it's a win for us. And playing him could obviously improve him overall. So he does have like an 84 potential, and of course with dynamic potential and all that good stuff, he can soar and grow to new heights, new levels, and all those good things. So loan with an option to buy, that sounds fantastic. I like that. Should we go 2 years? No. We'll keep things simple for now, but dedicating a bit of money to this specific signing is the be all and end all so far. Okay, so that's fine. I don't really care. I'm literally about to make it a permanent deal regardless. And then in terms of the transfer fee, now I think 2 million is fair. I think it's fair. He's like, what, a 68 overall? Oh, they went almost double. God damn it. Could we agree on 3? I know the tension's kind of high right now, and Company's sweating his bald head. He wants 3.5. You know what? I don't want to, you know, cause any issues. But that does mean that next season we'll then have to go and pay that fee. Or maybe if they want to try and recall him, that could be another type of issue and all that stuff. Regardless, so hopefully he can come in. We will make a few other signings later, but right now I want to have a look at the playing squad, the formation, the tactics, and all that stuff. Okay, so just taking a look here, like I said, I do like this formation, but I want to play a back 3 system and formation. Now, one of my favorites to use is obviously the 3-4-2-1, but I want to go a bit more conservative, and I want to have a 5-2-2-1, and we will change a few positions along the way. None other than Soppy. I need to push him wider and obviously higher, as well as the other fullback. Now, we will have multiple variations of this formation, because if I'm trying to lay it on the opposition, I want my wingbacks to be more advanced at times, play in those wider channels, wider areas, be more attacking. So yes, we are going to have variations to the formation. So yes. Okay, and like I also said, I want to have left and right central midfielders, and not going to be pushed up too high or too, you know, they're going to more or less be in the DM area, but also have that nice free roaming type nature. Okay, now this is also where things get a bit iffy, because I want to play with attacking midfielders, but I also want to use wingers. So I'm going to try it out with attacking midfielders for now. As you can see here, Ram and Lamb. But if I don't really like it, I'm quite happy to change both positions to left and right wing. Okay, now there's another big call being made. So I'm quite happy for Sherlinov to start. Actually, he can start on the right-hand side. But Odragoro, he's also going to be playing quite a bit. Merkin's going to come out. Kaminsky's going to shift over to the left because he is left-footed. Fantastic. Kalas is also going to hit the highway, because Matriziani, who is a right-back, I'm also converting him into a centre-back. He can play across the entire back line, which is fantastic, and it's mainly to do with how I want my wider centre-backs to potentially play. Now, I think Kaminsky might have a few issues with it, so we might have to look at, you know, replacing him. But yes, that is more or less going to be the lineup that I'm looking for. Yeah, Brenner is going to hit the bench. Okay, yeah, it's not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad off the bat. I am quite happy with this. Yeah. Oh, Grimmel. Yeah, Grimmel for Callis. Get out of here, mate. Okay, We've got Drexler as well. See, now this is where things get... So if we get rid of Terode, that makes more sense, doesn't it? Yeah, because we can also use this man right here, Moher, I think that's how you pronounce it, as a midfielder, a left midfielder, or potentially even as a fill-in left wing-back as well, which, again, suits the system, suits the style of play quite nicely. Okay, moving on to the tactics. This seems like a little tactics video. Anyway, so moving on to the tactics, I want to play very aggressive football. I also want to play with a high line, which is also, I forgot to mention this, I selected wing play because it allows quite a bit of, you know, chopping and changing, and allows you to play more or less the way that you essentially want to play. So I want to have a very widespread team because you are going to be playing with a back five in certain moments. Maybe not 80 though. 75, 85 depth, cool. But I want to have forward runs set to on, and then we'll keep this on balanced. I like the ability to potentially ping those long balls in behind and all that good stuff. Obviously, always set to 4. There we go. And okay, I like it set to 6 for now. I think that could work out. And then the width, again, we'll stretch it a little bit, set out to 90. So we are going to try and stretch the opposition a lot, which is great, which is fine, which is fantastic. Okay, now we get onto the roles. Now, obviously, we are going to be playing a high line, and I would require Muller to, you know, be a bit more advanced and be off of his line very effectively. As for the middle centre-back, he's going to be the sweeper, with the 2 wider centre-backs almost taking up the Inter Milan type roles. Bombing on forward, working into those wider spaces, being very effective. I like that quite a bit as well. And because we are looking to press, what am I doing? Because we are looking to press, I want them to both be set to step up. Now, for the fullbacks, I kind of like the idea of them getting forward, obviously. But the mixed run type, I like the idea of them potentially also, you know, stepping into the midfield if required. And that's going to be set for both of them. And that will be the thought process when signing certain players. Can they be the bombing on fullbacks that can also invert and, you know, create overloads in the more central areas? So I think Soppy might have a bit of a struggling issue with it, because I think he would suit the more bombing on fullback down the right flank all the time. So we'll test him out, we'll try him out, and we will have to see. Okay, so for the central midfielders, we need a bit of protection. We do need a bit of protection. So Schallenberg is going to be that guy. As for the interceptions, no, we're going to set it to normal, cover the center, and then, of course, free roam. Both will be set to free roam, cover the center. Fantastic. I want Segun to be the box-to-box type player, but he will also stay on the edge of the box as well. The interceptions also set to normal, and then we've got our 2 number 10s. That could also potentially be wingers. Come back on defense. We want them to link up very nicely. Balanced. I think there will be too much free roaming, so we're going to have them set to stick to position for now, but I would try out the drift wide approach. That could also work out very nicely. But aggressive interceptions for both. That would work out as well. So come back on defense, balance, and then, yeah, stick to position for now. Okay, so a very mirrored type, you know, set of instructions, formation. I'm not looking for one overload on this side and that side. It's more or less structured down either flank. So for Karaman, again, I don't really want him to be central all the time, so balance would be fantastic. I am going to try and have him set to link up play. So a quick little, you know, thing. I've seen quite a few people of late say, why is it set to red? The instructions don't work at set to red. So what I do is, okay, as you can see, it's set to red. If you just play with that, it always works out. Now, it doesn't always work for other, you know, tactical visions and all that stuff. So you need to play around with it. You need to see if it works or doesn't work. But for some things, it does. For some things. So yeah, you need to find it out for yourself. But essentially, what I do is that. And then also the defensive support will be set to come back on defense. So we will be playing a fairly, you know, compact structure. The front 3, I want them pressing, but if required, if needed, they will look to drop back and try and support the defense. That is the main aim of the game. And of course, these instructions and these tactics will, you know, they will transform, they will evolve as the career mode progresses if we are looking to be a bit more assertive, a bit more aggressive. But for now, I'm quite happy with starting off like this. First thing is first, starting off our little season, we've got a preseason here. I'm going for the cheapest one because it always provides the worst competition. And like I say, I don't really rate our squad as things stand. And we've got our first game up against QPR, who are obviously struggling in their own rights currently in the championship. So we've got an offer here from Okay, from Turkey. Is it Turkey? Yes, it is. I don't want to let him go. I don't want to let him go right now, so we're going to decline that. Only the players that I have put on the list are the players that I will consider letting go. If they want to play his release clause, feel free, that's fine. But otherwise, he is going to be very important in our team going forward, at least for this season. Oh, we've got our first signing, people. We've got Wilson Odebear. He's fist pumping with Muller. That makes me want to keep Muller, to be honest. But he's fist pumping with Muller. He's doing his little training thing. Let's go. Our first signing of what will be a fantastic career mode. Wilson Odebear, welcome to the club, big boy. I don't know what number you're going to get. So the number that is displayed right now, it probably will change depending on who we can get rid of and what numbers might be available. Because I don't like giving my players 13. I think 13 is a goalkeeper number. So he's signing. The crowd is very impressed with him, clearly. And I think he's going to be a massive player for the side. Okay, we've got a few offers here. Langer, okay. Oxford United in England. Okay, well, if the Austrian wants to hit there, that's perfectly fine with me. We've got an offer for Top, which is great. Okay, I'll take that. I'm not going to. I just want to get rid of quite a few players. So Idrisi, I'll take whatever. I'm not trying to renegotiate with Malmo and whatnot. So if he goes there, perfect. If not, well, shit. Okay, so we're heading in to our first, ever game, but we obviously are going to simulate it. Hopefully we can get the win. 1-0 to the good. Karaman gets injured. God damn it. Shodanov with a goal, which is great. Did anybody else make their debuts? Drexler came on for Odrigaro. Our captain got sent off in the first goddamn minute. Lasame ended up coming on for Karaman, which is fine. We you know what? The core values are being implemented. We dominated possession. We reduced them to only 2 shots, 5 shots for us, 4 chances created. And we end up winning 1-0. Not too bad versus a struggling English QPR side. Okay, so just taking a look here, we've got a few, new deals and as well as renegotiated deals as well. Okay, well, he could be. I think this team is in Portugal, if I'm not mistaken. And then we've got Amadin as well. Okay, cool. Head out the door, mates. You do you, boo. And okay, Real Valladolid. Now I know Teroda is considered a club legend, I think. I mean, he hasn't been at Schalke for, a decade and so on. But he has, stuck with them through thick and thin. So it is going to be quite harsh to let him go. But for 1.1 more, I'm going to have to grab Valladolid's hand and say, thank you very much. Anyways, accept that. Let's go. And we've got another offer here for Amadin as well. And, yeah. Anyways, we're going to accept that. I hope you guys don't mind a video like this. It's just slightly behind the scenes of what I do in a career mode. And it's slightly different. I want to try and take a slightly different approach to these career mode videos. A bit more real, you could say. So, yeah, I hope you guys like it. Anyways, so I've gone ahead and, done these things. Costello did not head out the door, you goddamn fool. I don't mind keeping him. He won't get game time, but obviously if he can leave, that would be great too. But hopefully, some of these deals can also be done and negotiated quite swiftly. Okay, so Karaman is going to be out for around 4 weeks, which is obviously not great. We're going to let the sim just handle it all. And obviously Kaminsky is suspended, which is not great. But yes, we're going to simulate these games. 2-2 draw, not too bad. To Roda, potentially his last ever game for us with a goal. Soppy with a goal as well. Leonard and Miguel Lopez with the responses. Also still dominating position, still, generating decent chances, which is not too bad. Okay, so with the recent sales that we've made, I think there's enough room in the squad now to try and fill it up with brighter prospects, and that will be Seko Mara. I'm super hyped for this kid, 20 years of age. He doesn't have the highest of potentials. I think it's like 79, but of course, with dynamic potential, we will, produce another Sanko, and we'll get him up to around an 85, 86, 89. God damn it, 99, we don't care. Champions League final winner, I can see it right now in your future. All you have to do is just believe. Anyways, we're going to hop into the negotiations. It says around 3.5 million is what they would kind of want. Obviously, negotiations are always a factor. But yes, with Karaman also out for 4 weeks, we can't afford to not hit the ground running. We want to get promoted to the top tier of German football ASAP. And I do think that Mara can definitely help us. We've got around 14 million as well after spending some money on scouts and all that stuff. It obviously went down, but with some sales, it's gone back up. So we're going to start off. I don't want to cause any beef, any issues, any problems. 3.5 million, take it or leave it. They want a 5% sell-on clause. We're saying no because we know that he is going to have a massive sell-on clause or a massive resale value as well. They're going up to 8%. That is fine. We'll keep driving down the price. 2 million this time, buddy. They want 14. Okay, that is the most that they will do. Or will they? Will they? Obviously, the more money we can save, the absolute best. Anyways, 2 million, 14%. They've dropped their price. Okay, cool. I'm going to accept that because I absolutely love this deal. 2.1 mil for a striker who's going to be absolutely special importance for this career mode. Okay, we're welcoming in for some tea, obviously, and some cake. Don't need too much cake though. We need you up and firing, fit and ready for the upcoming seasons. Now, this is going to be weird. I'm going to start off with a rotational player. If he wants importance. Kind of makes sense, to be honest. He will take Lasame's place off the bench, to be fair. He is going to be important. 4-year deal. No, we want 5. We absolutely require that you take that extra year. No release clause required. This is not Spain. He wants 11 grand a week, which is fine with me. I am going to remove the bonus, and you can have 100,000 signing on fee. That's fine. He wants 12. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind. That's more or less within the budget, within the structure of the club. Of course, we are also looking to restructure the club, make a few, saving deals and this, that, and the other. But right here, we've got our man, Seko Mara. Welcome to Schalke. Okay, now, another player that I want to sign. He's got a market value of 4.6 million. Now, that's going to be crazy to try and, get a grip of, get a hold of. But he is 21. He can grow with the team. It's not going to be... I don't want it to be like with the West Brom career mode where I had Palmer and I did not like Palmer. He would let in these crazy, stupid goals. I know Muller is better, but I don't want to take that chance. Noah Atablu, welcome to Schalke. That's what I want to be saying. So we're heading into the negotiations with Freiburg. I know Freiburg are in the first division, but also I did some research. Freiburg have Florian Muller. They've got very good, adequate goalkeepers there. I know Atablu in real life has been getting a lot more game time. But to be fair, in FC24, they do have a better goalkeeper, which means that he wouldn't actually be getting that much game time. Whereas if he, signs for a division lower, and he signs for a bigger club in Schalke, there's more to it, you could say. So, anyways, we're gonna start off again. I don't want to cause any beef, any issues, but if you open up room to negotiate, I will gladly do so. Okay, here we go. They want just under 5 million. Now, I don't want to do that. I will go much lower now because you guys were a bit of a tool. Okay, well, they've dropped it by 100k. So I will also not move and go to 4 million. It's negotiation tactics. No. You know what, guys? We actually might end up just having to pay the base fee that we had originally agreed upon. There we go. Okay. He is going to wear the number 13 jersey. So obviously we saw that Odebear got the number 13. No, it'll be this man right here. Because Foreman, or however you pronounce his name, he has the number 1 because he's the mainstay, veteran of the side. And I think Muller has 32, so it works out quite well with the current goalkeepers that we have. Muller is shaking his hand. He's saying, welcome to the club, but mate, he's probably going to be taking your spot. But I'm always keen for players to compete for positions, and that also is with the goalkeeping spot. So he's got the number 1. It will be changed to number 13. Okay, so for the game ahead, obviously Karaman is out. I haven't really changed these guys, but for now we're just going to put them on the bench. Obviously preseason numbers don't really matter, like the shirt numbers and stuff. They don't matter too much, so things are always able to change before the actual season starts. We haven't, submitted the documents to say that this player is this number and that player is... I remember a preseason where Sebastian Schweinsteiger wore 23 for preseason, and then when the actual season started, he wore 31. So, you know what? Fair play to him. And Luke Shaw changed from 3 to 23. So, yeah, it is what it is. But Mara, Odebear, as well as Atablu are all starting in our final preseason game. And it ends up in a loss. Mara missing a penalty, Seguin scoring the goal. We still dominated possession, which was great. Callis came on for Soppy, which is weird. It is what it is. Okay, guys, so executive decision time. We have gotten rid of a few of the players that I did want to get rid of, which is fantastic. Yeah, Atablu is going to start off the bench for now. I'm going to start Odebear over Odragaro. I think Odragaro off the bench as an impact sub works out a bit better. But yes, that is going to be our bench, and that is going to be our starting 11. I do want to make one more signing, and that is this man right here. Now, I'm probably playing myself because I don't know how to pronounce his surname. I'm just going to call him Jordan for the time being. Jordan Torunariga. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Jordan Torunariga. We're gonna, obviously negotiate with him because we don't have 7.9 million to spend. I don't know how much money we actually do have, which is the issue here. We've got 7.3 million to spend, which is not too bad. Actually, that's a lot more than what I had thought. Anyway, so if the full scouting report hasn't come in for him just yet, but if his, more natural release clause is 7.9, he'd be around half of that, wouldn't he? So I'm going to go with not half of that, just under half. I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to add a sullen clause of 7%. That's such a weird number, but you know what? Sue me. They want 6.5 with 10%. Oh my god, that is an absolute goddamn ripoff. But you opened up the door for negotiations. Let's go with 4 million and 10% sullen. Come on. Bites. They are stuck on 6.5, what about 5? Surely 5. Except that's... Oh, there we go. Ha! We've got a bite. We've got a bite. But that's fine. That's a lot better. You know what? Should we just try and reel them in just a little bit? Do it. Do it. 5 million. There we go. You crumbled under pressure. Ha! Chief Negotiator, Brom Squad to the rescue. Let's go. Okay, we're in negotiations. Look, we've changed the settings. Is that a cracked mirror? Oh no, that's the stadium. Okay, we've changed the settings for a change. In the office, this is when you know we mean business. Okay, a rotational player, would you accept that? He wants crucial, which means he's probably better than Kaminsky and some of the centre backs that we do have, which is fine with me. He wants a 2-year deal? No. You're getting a 3-year deal. It's always, if they say 2, you give them 3. If they say 3, you give them 4, and vice versa, and all that good stuff. No release clause required. That's fine with me. Straight to the details. Wage. I don't know. That's the only issue I have. Okay, I'm gonna nice you here. 15k, which would put you among the top owners at the club with almost 500,000 sign-on bonus. Almost. I said almost. That's a reasonable deal. Welcome to the club, Jordan Torunariga. That's not. It's a long name. It looks like it's crazy. It does like some mind games with you, but we've signed our man, our left-sided centre back, for potentially the future. Okay, he's coming through the door. Look at that. We've put out the welcome, zone, and it's still Muller saying hello to all the players. You know what? Fair play to the man. He's not giving up his #1 spot just yet, and he's on the treadmill. He's doing his thing. He's running, and my assistant's like, we like that a lot. You got to have lots of pace in our backline if you want to play this, very progressive style of football that we are going to be playing most certainly. And he will definitely be replacing Kaminsky in the starting lineup, which leads me to think, who will be our stand-in captain? If Kaminsky will be the club captain, who's going to be the on-field captain when they play? Okay, so it's like automatically selected Matriziani, which I don't mind. I don't know how long he's been at the club for, but he is 23, which is cool. Although he's bald. Anyways, nonetheless. Torunariga is going on the left-hand side, and that is going to be our 11 for our first game, which we are not going to play today. You're going to have to come back tomorrow to witness greatness in its finest. So if you guys don't mind hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you guys are absolutely excited for this career mode, just like how I am, to be fair, to be honest. Obviously, a few more changes will be made in the upcoming episodes, adjustment to the playstyle and all that good stuff. But you guys are going to have to come back and view those for yourself to see if they even happen. I could be lying. Anyways, until the next time, my dudes, I hope you have a smashing goddamn day. Anyways, I'm out.